size of the sun is 696,000 kilometers. The color of the sun is white, yellow, orange, and other various colors. The temperature is 15 million degrees Celsius. The classification is G2V, and the magnitude is apparent magnitude. The sun isn't a constellation.
Go ahead. It's easier. Our trip. The size is 130 times the sun's radius. The color is an orange K2 giant. The temperature is not very well known. It is estimated to be about 3,970 to 4,400 on the Kelvin scale. The classification is K2. The magnitude is 1.92. It is part of the triangular austral constellation. How does color indicate temperature of stars? Stars of about 60,000 degrees is considered a hot star and glows bright blue and white, while stars of about 3,000 degrees on the Kelvin scale glows about orange and red. How can scientists explain what stars are made out of? Scientists are able to understand the composition of stars by analyzing their spectra with a spectroscope. The spectroscope is an instrument used with a beam of light into its constant parts. Parts seen as colors allow observers to have details about light sources. What are 7 ways scientists classify stars? They classify them by color, surface temperature, average mass, average radius, average luminosity, and characteristics. What is the difference between absolute magnitude and apparent magnitude? Apparent magnitude is brightness seen from Earth, and absolute magnitude is brightness that a star would have at a distance.
What is the difference between apparent motion and actual motion? Apparent motion is all stars in the sky that appear to make one complete circle around polar, and actual motion is each star is moving in space. Actual motion is hard to see. What are the 7 different types of the stars? They are O, B, A, F, G, K, and M. What is the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, and why do scientists use it? They use it because it's helpful with making plot stars, color, temperature, luminosity, and much more. What are the different stages of a star? Nebula. The star is born from a cloud of dust and gases called the nebula. Protostar, the newly formed star, continues to grow, devouring the material of the nebula. The main sequence. Depending on the mass of the star, at the same point, nuclear fusion begins at the core of the star, where hydrogen is turned into helium. Lifespan. The star is very slowly contracts to compensate for the loss of energy as heat and light. Giant. Once a star begins to use up the hydrogen at its core, the core collapses, creating more heat. Old age. A low-mass star may survive billions of years, but hydrogen and helium gets used up before it gets hot enough to fuse carbon.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Brianna.
And this is our project.